Welcome to the Sports Angle on PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media. We are here live in the sports entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm your host, Ian Rakelli. And, we have an excellent show planned out for you tonight. Happy holidays to everyone around the world who watches this show. We have people that are watching and listening on 39 different countries all around the world, so I appreciate everyone who supports the Sports Angle on PR Connections Radio. And my guest on the show tonight, I've had you on before, someone very knowledgeable, someone who knows the world of football, and honestly, one of the only Packers fans I can actually say is one of my friends. So, Joshua Bailey from Stay Tuned Live, welcome back, my friend. How's it going?
Man, it's going good, man. Y'all know what time it is out there, world.
So, with it being NFL Week 16, there was a bunch of action that happened last week. Very exciting games that kicked off in Week 15. Playoff predictions and everything that are going on right now. Some teams have clinched. Some teams have been eliminated. So the next 3 weeks, 16, 17, and 18, are going to be very important and are going to be very intense for the teams on the playoff bubble. Now, I know if you're Green Bay Packers, there's a mathematical chance. All right, it's like Jim Carrey in that movie. So you're telling me there's a chance. But Joshua Bailey, when it comes to your Packers team, I give them 0.75% chance of making it to the playoffs. What do you got? What do you got for you?
I don't give them that much, man. It's negative, if that's possible. You know what I mean? I don't see them making it at all. Like I told you earlier, the only people that really think that we really have a chance is Green Bay Homer fans. So that's about it. But
all
no,
right.
we're not making it.
So when it comes to the NFL Week 16 and the picks of NFL Week 16, we're going to start out with the Baltimore Ravens and the Atlanta Falcons. This is a very important matchup because the fact that the Baltimore Ravens, they're a wild card team battling with Cincinnati for the AFC North title, and the Atlanta Falcons are still in the hunt for the NFC South. So according to FanDuel, the Baltimore Ravens, 6.5-point favorite in this matchup, despite the fact that Lamar Jackson has not been medically cleared yet. And the Atlanta Falcons have Desmond Ridder, the rookie quarterback, going to be making his second career start. He didn't pan out that well in his first start last week in Week 15. So, Joshua Bailey, who do you have here? You're going to go with the favorite, the Baltimore Ravens, or you're going to go with the underdog, you go with the Atlanta Falcons?
All right, so the Angry Bird matchup, I'm probably still going Baltimore. I still go with Baltimore. I think J.K. Dobbins will have a good game.
Now, for the people who watch this show for a long time, you will know that I base this off of the spread. That's how I do my picks. Most of the time, my guests do it straight up. Now, there's about 4 games this weekend that I'm going to specify as this. Now, I am picking the Atlanta Falcons plus 6.5. However, the Baltimore Ravens are probably going to win this game. All right, I could see it being a field goal game, especially with Lamar Jackson. It's not 100% if he will play on Sunday. So when it comes to the Baltimore Ravens and the Atlanta Falcons, give me the Falcons plus 6.5 in this matchup. And when it comes to Baltimore, when it comes to Lamar Jackson, do you think he's going to be back next year?
Nah, if they ain't signed him by now, I just don't see Baltimore cashing out a quarterback. You know what I mean? I just don't really see them just putting that much money into a quarterback, especially like Lamar. He's been getting hurt almost every season. So I just don't see him, even though I think he deserves it. I don't see them signing him.
And where do you have Lamar Jackson? Like, if you had to have a crystal ball and you got to predict right here, right now on the Sports Angle on PR Connections Radio, who is the team Lamar Jackson's going to?
I was listening to your show, last week or a week before? And you was talking about the Raiders. So I wouldn't I'll be surprised, like I said, if Baltimore signs him back, but I kind of want to see him on the Raiders. So when I heard that you said it, I was like, now I can see that happening. You know what I mean? So I would like to see him on the Raiders.
Now, definitely that's a boost to my ego, and that's a huge confidence to me. So I will take it there. Me saying the Las Vegas Raiders a few episodes ago with Lamar Jackson coming to Sin City wearing the black and silver. Now, this matchup, I have a bunch of Bills fans that I am friends with. I like y'all majority of the time. This week is going to be an exception. So the Chicago Bears taking on the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills, according to FanDuel, 9.5-point favorite in this matchup. Now, this is very crucial for both teams. Chicago Bears currently have the second overall pick in the next upcoming draft. So if they lose more games, they'll get a higher draft spot. Houston Texans, by the way, have not clinched the number 1 pick yet. So the Chicago Bears still have a hypothetical chance of getting it. Now, the Buffalo Bills are currently battling with Kansas City for the number 1 spot in the AFC, that first round bye, a crucial bye in the AFC playoffs. So, Joshua Bailey, who do you go with here, the Buffalo Bills or the Chicago Bears?
It's in Buffalo or Chicago? Well,
So
it really don't matter.
In Chicago, it will be at Soldier Field.
Okay. That really didn't matter, though, but I just wanted to know. So I'm still going with Buffalo. Like I said, they my Super Bowl picks. And yeah, I just see them just keep on winning. So, give me Buffalo, man.
And I will agree with you on the Buffalo Bills. I mean, regardless of the 9.5, they'll probably win by 2 touchdowns, knowing the Chicago Bears and the Buffalo Bills. So when it comes to Chicago, however, you being a Green Bay Packers fan, it's going to be sweet asking this question. What do the Chicago Bears need to do in order to become a winning team once again? It's only been a few years back since they made their last playoff appearance, but for Bears fans, it feels like an eternity. So, as a Packers fan, obviously, what would be your advice to the Chicago Bears organization, Ryan Poles, and all the people involved on what they need to do to win?
I thought I'd never say it because this was your stable for so long. That's why y'all kept giving us battles as defense. You know what I mean? So, to me, your defense let you guys down a lot. Like, I think your offense has been a while is better than the defense, and I thought I'd never say that again for Chicago. You know what I mean? Just like I haven't been able to say that Green Bay's defense is better than their offense sometimes, but I think you guys need to get some players on that defense. You know what I'm saying? To get because I like Justin Fields and he got some talent over there. So y'all probably need some wide receivers too, but other than that, y'all definitely need some like linebackers. But y'all had that one linebacker, I guess, that played against us. They called him the neck or something like that. He was making plays though. So I forgot.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, absolutely. So, he makes a lot of plays.
Yeah.
In Chicago.
So, hey, I think, y'all just got to get some players on defense to get back to that Monsters of the Midway. And I think y'all be right back.
Competing. And do you think Justin Fields is a superstar or at best face of the franchise?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Like, I don't know if he's a superstar yet, though, but he got if y'all give him some weapons, he definitely could build on his talent now. So, yeah. Right. And y'all got a run game. I think it was Montgomery. That boy, he's consistent at least.
The running game, what the Chicago Bears have been since the 1900s. Now, the Carolina Panthers, Detroit Lions game, Carolina only 1 game back from Tom Brady in Tampa Bay. Could you imagine me saying that to you, Joshua, back in week 6, when they had the worst record in all of football?
I know.
That they would only be 1 game back from a division in week 15?
Nah,
so
definitely wouldn't believe that.
Definitely wouldn't believe that either. So Carolina Panthers, led by former first-round pick Sam Darnold at quarterback. They're going to be taking on the Detroit Lions, the team that is battling with the Washington Commanders for that 7th and final seed in the NFC. Now, FanDuel has the Detroit Lions as 2.5-point favorite in this matchup. So, Joshua Bailey and everyone watching around the world, which team is going to keep their hopes alive, Carolina or Detroit?
I'm gonna base mine off a Green Bay Packer fan perspective. So I'm gonna say that the Detroit Lions is gonna choke this game, and Carolina's gonna somehow squeak it out. I don't know how, but I'm saying I'm hoping. So I'm still picking Carolina.
Now, give me the Carolina Panthers solely because we have seen the Carolina Panthers. They have had a really solid defense. The only takeaway I really will give is how solid their defense has been since Steve Wilks has taken over. And I have said on this show 2 or 3 times, I think Steve Wilks really deserves an actual chance to be a head coach in the NFL. He was with Arizona for 1 year, and they tossed him under the bus to get Cliff Kingsbury. so they could fire him at the end of this year. So Carolina Panthers, give me them over Detroit. And hey, look, Detroit, I like you. You know what? I have a lot of respect for you guys, but you're 1 year away. You are 1 year away.
I give them that.
So with the Carolina Panthers needing a head coach next year, D'Amico Ryans out there in San Francisco, highly respected defensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy, offensive coordinator out in Kansas City. Is there anyone that the Carolina Panthers should go out and say, hey, you are our number one pick. We're going to interview you. You're our first choice.
I'm going to go with D'Amico Ryans, you know what I mean, to build on that defense that they have. So I would get a defensive guy in there. Still, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, build on that defense and then just get some offensive pieces. I think DJ Moore is good. They got to figure out the quarterback situation, which is, hey, they might try to snatch Lamar. You never know. You know what I mean? So, hey, I could see him. I could see Ryans is the guy. But.
So we're doing our NFL Week 16 picks here on the Sports Angle on PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media. I'm your host, Ian Rickelli. We're here with Joshua Bailey from Stay Tuned Live. And continuing our picks, we have the New England Patriots, who found the worst way possible to lose a game last week against the Las Vegas Raiders. And they are battling for that 7th and final seed in the AFC, taking on the Cincinnati Bengals, who are currently the division leader in the AFC North. Joe Burrow overcame a 17-0 deficit last week to beat Tom Brady in Tampa Bay. So Cincinnati Bengals, they have a field goal odds here according to FanDuel. So who do you have here? You're going to go with New England or are you going to go with Cincinnati?
I think that play's going to have a snowball effect from last week. And it's just going to mess up their season, mess up their chances. So I'm going Cincinnati, man. Cincinnati's on a roll. If the Bills don't go, I got Cincinnati going. So I think Cincinnati's just going to keep on building.
So I'm going to go with Cincinnati as well, just because Joe Burrow and the chemistry that he is building and the momentum that he is building. I believe that Cincinnati, similar to last year, people tend to forget that Cincinnati won 9 of their last 12 heading into the playoffs and then had that magical run in the NFL playoffs last year. So I'm going to go with Cincinnati. I'm going to go with Joe Burr and Jamar Chase. But back to New England for a second. Bill Belichick, he looks like he's taken a step back. Like the past 2 seasons, he does not seem like the same Bill Belichick. So this is a 2-part question here. With the New England Patriots, 1, will they ask Bill Belichick to resign as the head coach of the New England Patriots? And 2, is there a chance that the New England Patriots can redeem themselves and still be a competitive team next year? Or is the wheels in motion for them to start really declining at this point and becoming the mediocre team they were back in the 80s and early 90s?
No, I don't see them asking Bill to leave. I think he's the only one that can keep him relevant right now. I think they just got to get some pieces. You know what I mean? So I don't see them asking Bill to leave. So what's the other part?
And the other question was, do you see the New England Patriots being in mediocrity, staying around 500, or are they going to start to decline and become what they were in the late 80s, early 90s?
Well, since I think they're still going to keep Belichick, I think they're going to, stay relevant. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be in that the lower half or the bottom half of the playoff race. So I think Bill going to keep them in a relevant enough to talk about him. You know what I mean? Because he's Bill Belichick. So.
I wish that was the case, but if you have studied like famous, iconic head coaches in the NFL, they always end their careers on a downer. Tom Landry, the Cowboys were terrible in the late 80s before they fired him in 1989. You also had that situation with Bill Walsh towards his end. He went to Stanford. They really did not end the way that it should have. You also had, for example, Bill Parcells in the Dallas Cowboys situation in the mid-2000s. He did not go out and win championships there. So, it's sad, but it always seems like great head coaches, they kind of go towards the end of their career, they take a dive.
Yeah, I could see that play, you know what I mean? That nobody would have thought about could happen losing that way. You know what I mean? Even going into because all you had to do was keep the ball, you would have went into overtime. But I could see that spiraling down, and just what I'm saying, they can't get back on.
Yeah. And this next matchup, there really isn't much playoff implications here moving forward, but you have the New Orleans Saints. Taysom Hill, the quarterback turned tight end, then becomes a quarterback again. You had Andy Dalton, former Bears quarterback, now being the starting quarterback out there in New Orleans. Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson came back a few weeks ago. He still looks like a little bit rusty. Like, he doesn't look like he is the star quarterback he was in Houston for all those years. Now, FanDuel has the Browns winning by a field goal here. So, Joshua Bailey, who do you have, Cleveland or New Orleans?
I got Cleveland. I think they just need to get back on the Nick Chubb train and just, because Watson, I don't think he's going to be the old Watson this year. You know what I mean? He might have a player here or there, might have a game, but I don't think that's going to be the game. He might, but I think they just need to get that Nick Chubb train going still and just force him and ground and pound him in Hunt. In New Orleans, I have a friend. He was like, "Oh, if they win out and then Tom Brady and the boys lose out, that they get in." But I just don't see them beating the Browns.
So, I agree on the Cleveland Browns. The Deshaun Watson situation is very interesting, but the New Orleans Saints are kind of in a disarray. They beat the Atlanta Falcons, but let's be honest, everybody but the Chicago Bears have beaten the Atlanta Falcons.
It's a divisional game.
Even Matt Ryan in his disarray could beat the Atlanta Falcons. So I take Cleveland here. Deshaun Watson, he's going to keep looking a little bit better every single week. He gets back into repetition and into form. Right. So Cleveland, I'll take them. They'll be around 500 at the end of the year, which is going to be quite impressive. Now, sticking with Cleveland for just a minute here, with Deshaun Watson, all the guaranteed money the Cleveland Browns gave him, do you think this is going to lead down a weird path in the NFL where more quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson, quarterbacks who are ready for a contract extension next year and the year after, are they going to ask for guaranteed contracts because of what Cleveland did with Deshaun Watson?
Of course. Like, Deshaun didn't really, he really didn't even play like that. He didn't play for a year and he got that money, or less than a year. He still got that guaranteed money. So, of course, Lamar, that's going to affect him the most. So I think if how much Lamar gets, then it's going to, other quarterbacks is going to go after that. But it starts with Deshaun Watson. So, yeah, it's definitely going to have an effect from quarterbacks now. Hopefully, Fields, you know what I mean? He might want to leave Chicago because y'all can't pay him, though. But we'll see.
Well, we'll see who's the owner by the time he gets his contract extension. So, now, the game of the week that everybody is touting, everybody is glued to their television set. They're going to want to watch this matchup here. You have the Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles, one of the best rivalries in football. And Joshua, we have friends in common. We have people who are Philadelphia and Dallas fans. Shout out to King Czar. Shout out to Dennis Holmes there. Appreciate you both. Now, when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles, 12-3, the best record in the NFC. Dallas Cowboys, the number one wild card team in the NFC. Both have been near unstoppable. So, Dallas Cowboys, 1-point favorite. They'll be playing at AT&T Stadium out in Jerry's World. So, who you got? Dallas or Philly?
I'm going to go with Philadelphia because I just think they have a more complete team on defense and offense. They got probably one of the top three. They definitely have a top three quarterback. Dak, you got people like Czar saying that he's right up there with Josh Allen, which I don't believe. And then they got McCarthy. McCarthy's a bum as a coach, so he'll figure out how to lose that. Just like the Dallas always figure out how to lose these big games. So give me Philadelphia Eagles.
Because of how much of a bloodbath this game is going to be, give me Dallas to win by a field goal. Look, Jalen Hurts has been good, but the game against Chicago really showed that he does have one fatal flaw that really hasn't recovered from even before year one. The fatal flaw is that when it comes to Jalen Hurts, he still has problems with turnovers. He had a fumble, had an interception. There was times where he made some sloppy decision making when it came to who he's given the ball to. So because of that and the fact that Jalen Hurts still really hasn't overcome certain things that he was flawed with at Ohio State, when it comes to the Jalen Hurts situation, I really look at it and go, Dallas is going to exploit that. Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator in Dallas, he will exploit those certain flaws that Jalen Hurts still has in his game. So give me the Dallas Cowboys. Give me Dallas -1 here in this matchup.
Yeah, Dak. I don't think Dak can make enough plays against that defense, but we gonna see.
Hey, we'll see about the running game, though. They got a two-headed monster. They got Tony Pollard and Zeke.
Yeah, Zeke is picking up some steam. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. Now, this game, I'm going to call the sleep. Get my pillow. I don't care about this game. You don't care about this game. Even the teams don't even care about it. So, very quickly, I don't even want to spend more than 2 minutes on it. Los Angeles Rams, Denver Broncos, FanDuel has Denver favored in this matchup. Who you got?
Give me the Baker Mayfield team. Because Russell Wilson, I don't even know if he's going to play. But, yeah, give me Baker Mayfield's team.
You know what? This game, I don't care about it enough. So, you know what? Denver Broncos. Give me the Denver Broncos, win by a field goal. Because why not?
There you go.
Now, this trade with Russell Wilson brings up an interesting point. The Denver Broncos should have the 3rd overall pick. They should. But instead, the Seattle Seahawks, a team that currently is battling for an NFC wildcard spot, would have the 3rd overall pick in this upcoming draft. So, would this trade involving Russell Wilson, will it be considered the worst trade in the 21st century when we look back on it 10 years from now?
If it ain't the worst, it's top 3, top 5 because of the money they put into Russ, and it's just been downhill. Like let's ride. Yeah, I can't think of one that's right now that's worse than this one because the much $250 million, right?
Yeah, you got a pretty penny.
Yeah, so see all that money going into a quarterback, an aging quarterback, and it's just not looking good. Can he have a better season? Yeah, but he's not the answer to Denver. He sucks big time.
Now, somebody on Twitter asked this question, and I remember that I was going to ask you about this. The Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Cowboys, with the current seeding in the NFC. Going to go back to that for a second. Somebody asked, do you believe that this will be a preview of the divisional round where Philadelphia and Dallas could potentially meet up?
Yeah. And I'd love to see it. You know what I mean? And like I said, I still think Philadelphia edge them out because they're a more balanced team, and I just don't trust the quarterbacks. I trust Hurts more than I trust. You make good points about Hurts, but I still trust him more than Dak. Dak, he got to win a game. Hurts ain't won a game yet, but still give me plus, like I said, McCarthy, I don't trust him in no big game decision maker. You saw him in Atlanta.
Now, continuing our NFL, there you go. Continuing our NFL Week 16 picks here on the Sports Angle on PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media. I'm your host, Ian Rakelli. We're here with Joshua Bailey from Stay Tuned Live. So speaking of your Green Bay Packers, I figured if we're getting towards the half-hour mark, we might as well discuss the team I want to go 0-17 one day, and that is your Green Bay Packers.
Not happening, buddy.
The Green Bay Packers, they will be on the road taking on the Miami Dolphins, who have slid just a little bit. They have lost 3 of their last 4 games out there in Miami. Now, Miami is a 4-point favorite according to FanDuel. So who do you have in this matchup, Joshua? Are you going to go with your Green Bay Packers or the Miami Dolphins, who have the 7th seed in the AFC and are fighting for dear life to stay in the playoffs?
Is it in Miami?
It's in Miami. It's at the Hard Rock Stadium.
Even though it's not like summertime or, you know what I'm saying, hot, we just don't play good in Miami. You know what I mean? And I just don't see it. Even though I think Miami hit his peak and they on the arrow's pointing down. And I think too, it's just he's not as good as people thought he was. But I don't see us beating him. I just don't see it, especially just going to Miami and just because we week to week we bipolar. This team is bipolar. Can we win it? But we can. But I don't see us beat Miami.
So I mentioned earlier in the show that there are 4 games that I think the outcome and the spread are different. And this is the second one here. I'm picking Green Bay +4 because I could see it being a field goal game.
Yeah.
I could see this coming down to a field goal.
If Jordan Love plays, we win. If Aaron Rodgers plays, we lose.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that later in the show. We have different segments for that. But staying with Miami, I asked our Twitter, the people who follow us on Twitter @SportsAngle on PR, asked them a poll question. Is the Miami Dolphins going to win a Super Bowl by the end of the decade? That's 8 years left. I mean, there's a good amount of time for this, but I asked this question, and 90% of you said yes, the Miami Dolphins could win a Super Bowl by the end of the decade. You have Jalen Waddle, you have Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb. They traded for and gave him a nice extension from Denver. And Tua, he doesn't look like a superstar by any means, but face of the franchise, yes, he has become that.
Right.
So, with the Miami Dolphins, are they going to win a Super Bowl by the end of the decade?
So, and you saying that's 8 years. I don't see them winning a Super Bowl in the next 8 years. They'll be competing for a Super Bowl. If we ain't won a Super Bowl since 2011, they definitely, and we got a better team than them, even though they could build on what they got now with Waddle and Tyreek.
Yeah.
And Mostert. I just don't see, because injuries, I just don't see Tua just last. I don't even see Tua lasted there 8 years, you know what I mean? So
maybe they get Lamar Jackson then? Potentially a sign.
Hey, if they get Lamar, they'll get to the Super Bowl. I don't know if they're going to win it, but they'll get to the Super Bowl with Lamar.
Alrighty, there you go. And I do agree on that extent that regardless of who the quarterback is, this is one of the most talented rosters in the NFL. I mean, the fact that you have Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, all you have to do is just have them do 10-yard slants and essentially have them down the middle and pretty much pick who's wide open.
Exactly.
So, we were talking about the Green Bay Packers, Miami Dolphins. We're about a half hour into hour number 1 here on our Christmas episode of the Sports Angle on PR Connections Radio. Once again, happy holidays to everyone watching around the world. And the next team I'm going to talk about has impressed me the last 4 weeks. This is a team that's supposed to be the number 1 overall pick. Supposed to be garbage, dumpster juice. But this past month, and really in December, they have been the storyline of the NFL. We're talking about the Houston Texans and former Chicago Bears head coach, now their head coach in Lovie Smith. They're going to be going to Tennessee, going to Nissan Stadium, taking on the Titans. And the Titans right now are an 8.5-point favorite in this matchup. So who do you have here, Tennessee or Houston?
I'm going to go with the mighty Titans. So, yeah, I just see them just pounding away with Henry. And that's to me, that's the key. That's the key to them winning, just pound Henry. I don't see, even though Lovey is a defensive guy, and like when y'all had him, Urlacher and them boys, man.
Oh, yeah.
Woo, I like Lovey.
Last time we were relevant.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm glad y'all let him go, because that was the last time y'all was relevant. So, yeah, even though he's a defensive guy, he's going to, sooner or later, probably get that defense up to par. I just don't see him stopping Henry. Even though Tannehill makes plays here and there. Just like Dennis likes to call him King Henry.
So this is the next one. Like I said, similar to Green Bay and Miami, and I said similar to the Atlanta-Baltimore situation, I have the Houston Texans here plus 8.5 because the last 2 weeks, they have kept it close. Against Dallas, they kept it close. Against Kansas City, they kept it close. As a matter of fact, if you would have taken Kansas City minus 17.5, you would have lost. If you would have took Dallas minus 17, you would have lost. So give me the Houston Texans plus 8.5. I've learned my lesson from this entire month of December. Right. So give me Houston plus 8.5.
Yeah, with the points, you definitely want to take Houston. I agree with you on that.
Absolutely. And sticking with the Tennessee Titans real quick, the injury to Ryan Tannehill, him getting carted off the field this past week, week 15. Malik Willis has shown flashes of potential, but we have not seen a game where Malik Willis from start to finish has looked like an NFL quarterback. Do you believe that Malik Willis will eventually become that quarterback, or is it too soon for us to really critique him that way?
I think it's too soon. From what I did see from him, it didn't look good, but I ain't gonna write him off because it was just spur of the moment stuff. So I think it's too soon to really judge him.
And with them only being a game up on Jacksonville, do you think it's a possibility that Tennessee loses the AFC South with the fact that Ryan Tannehill being carted off last week?
I'm not a big Tannehill guy, but he does enough for them to win. So yeah, if Tannehill's gone, I thought he came back, but yeah, if he's gone, yeah, it's definitely
Right. Because the thing about the injury concerns, that's the second time this year that
right.
Tannehill has had to be taken out and Willis had to come back in.
Yeah. Tannehill, he did, like I said, he does enough for them to win. So if he's gone for a period of time, yeah, might be bye for Tennessee Titans.
Now, as we are doing our NFL Week 16 picks here on the Sports Angle on PRConnectionRadio.com, the voice of new media. Follow us on all social medias at PR Connections Radio. And if you're watching our YouTube channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and turn on notification bell. You not miss any episodes of PR Connections Radio. But as your host Ian Rickelli and our guest Joshua Bailey from Stay Tuned Live, we're doing our NFL Week 16 picks. The Sports Angle will be doing a live stream on Twitter at Sports Angle on PR. So during Christmas on Saturday, I'll be doing some back and forth, doing some live streaming. It'll be great. Now, continuing with our picks, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars, the team that's only one game back from the Tennessee Titans. Sunshine, Trevor Lawrence, former number 1 overall pick. He's built some momentum, and he's really starting to turn it around in year 2 of his NFL career. And he's taking on somebody from his draft class, and that is the New York Jets and Zach Wilson, who last week had over 300 yards passing and had a really nice day despite them losing to the Detroit Lions. So, who do you have in this matchup? The Jacksonville Jaguars are a 2-point underdog in this situation, so the Jets are a 2-point favorite according to FanDuel. So, the New Jersey Jets or the Jacksonville Jaguars, who you got?
New Jersey. You said the New Jersey Jets. I'm taking the Jets. I think Zach Wilson learned from his previous, his little whatever what he said again about his team and stuff like that. So I think the defense is good though. Yeah, exactly. So a little time off. Looked like he played good against the Lions. So
yeah, Detroit. Yeah,
it is. I think they'll be able to edge it out. And I like that defense. That defense is real nice. And Sauce over there doing his thing.
Do you think he's going to be Rookie of the Year, like Sauce Gardner?
I think he's because I can't really think of nobody else. Like if you get throw a couple names at me, I probably.
How about Aiden Hutchinson? The guy who's 4th in the NFL in sacks.
Yeah, I put Aiden first and then Sauce.
Okay, because that was going to be my pick. My pick is the guy who should have gone number 1 if politics hadn't gotten involved, and that was Aiden Hutchinson.
I don't know why I didn't even think about him first, but yeah, Aiden Hutchinson, then Sauce.
By the way, I really hope that Trent Baalke eventually gets fired for doing that, for letting his politics and his ego to Jim Harbaugh be the reason why Aiden Hutchinson didn't go number 1 overall.
And no, we got stuck with him in the division. So
there you go, and you got Jameson Williams too, thanks to the Minnesota Vikings.
Exactly.
So. Now, give me the Jacksonville Jaguars, not just because of the momentum that they're building, but once again, if they win this game and Houston beats Tennessee, if for some reason they somehow find a way, that means that the next 2 weeks, Jacksonville and Tennessee are going to have to battle to figure out who's going to be the worst division leader to go into the playoffs. Wow. So, give me Jacksonville. And you know what? I'm not going to say this because I called it. Actually, yes, I'm going to say it because I called it. Back in August, I had the Jacksonville Jaguars winning the AFC South. I said that on this show during my NFL prediction.
That was you who said that? I know somebody said it.
Yeah, I had the Jacksonville Jaguars winning the AFC South.
Yeah, it looked possible, especially at the beginning of the year. And it's coming around. It's coming full circle. So,
see. They've won, I think, 4 of the last 6, if I remember correctly.
The new Dallas Cowboys owner, so I like them.
There you go. So, yeah, give me the Jacksonville Jaguars +2 in this matchup. And here on the Sports Angle on PR Connections Radio, I have my lock of the week. I do this every single week. I tell you who I think is going to be my lock of the week. And here's the matchup for you. I have the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, good old Patrick Mahomes. I have Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs, my lock of the week. I have them beating the Seattle Seahawks in Kansas City at Arrowhead Stadium. I mean, to me, I feel like this is such an easy answer, but it is. I mean, the Seattle Seahawks are battling for a wild card spot. That's fine. But the Kansas City Chiefs are battling for a first-round bye. And you know Patrick Mahomes is going to care about that. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is going to want to have that first-round bye. So give me Kansas City over Seattle as my lock of the week. Joshua Bailey, who you got?
Yeah, it sounds good. Give me Seattle. Oh, that sounds good. I think it's going to be it's a shootout. You know what I mean? Like KC ain't really got a good defense. Seattle's defense isn't nothing to brag about. So I think Geno could air it out with Mahomes. He ain't nowhere near Mahomes level though. If VS gonna have a good game, the ex-Packer though, but Geno gonna pull it out.
And one of my family members just texted me, and they were like, "What about Tyreek Woolen, the rookie defensive back in Seattle?" I mean, he's nice. I don't think he saw Gardner or Aiden Hutchinson, but
he's not on their level yet. Yeah, he's in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? You could probably make a debate for him, but he's definitely not in Sauce Walker and Hutchinson's category right now.
No, I agree. I agree with you 1,000%. It's going to be a situation where, unfortunately, he might have a really good career, but year one, he is just not there yet. So we have 2 games left for our NFL Week 16 picks. We have a game with major implications. The New York Giants are currently the 6th seed in the NFC picture. They're going to be trying to add a little bit of cushion between Washington, Seattle, and Detroit, who are right underneath them. And they're going to be going to Minnesota, to US Bank Stadium, where last week they had the largest comeback in NFL history. The Minnesota Vikings were down 33-0 and somehow beat the Indianapolis Colts. Matt Ryan getting PTSD for the second time of his career when it comes to blowing leads.
Right.
But the Minnesota Vikings here, according to FanDuel, are a 4.5-point favorite over the New York Giants. So who do you have here? You're going to go with the underdog in the New Jersey Giants or the Minnesota Vikings?
Nah. I'm taking that's their Super Bowl. That's the Minnesota Vikings Super Bowl was that comeback win. So I'm definitely taking who was the other team again?
The
Giants, because that New Jersey throwing me off, but
the New Jersey Giants, man.
Yeah, I'm taking the Giants, man.
You don't even play in New York. That's why I call you New Jersey.
Nah, I'm with you because I tell the same thing about the Niners, man. Santa Clara 49ers.
Hey, that's why they're called the Paradise Raiders, man. Exactly. Play in Las Vegas, but you're in paradise.
Right.
Now, give me the Minnesota Vikings, yeah. Give me the Minnesota Vikings, -4.5. This is going to be a touchdown game. And more importantly, the New York Giants, I just don't trust it. I really do not trust that defense. You have Troubadour, which is nice, but the rest of it is suspect. So give me Minnesota.
Yeah. Come on, New Jersey Giants. Do me a favor, man. I'm tired of these Viking fans.
And I've saved the last 2 for the best for last. We have the Washington Commanders, the 7th and final seed in the NFC, right with Seattle and Detroit, right beneath them. Like, they cannot afford to lose this game. And who are they going on the road to take on? The Santa Clara 49ers. You have the 49ers out there with Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, the feel-good story of the NFL. And the 49ers are currently 6.5-point favorites at Levi Stadium. Now, why this is so important, you might ask, is because if Washington loses, they drop underneath Detroit if they beat the team they're supposed to beat. Whereas if the San Francisco 49ers lose, they drop underneath Minnesota if they beat New York. So who do you have here? Who wants it more? Who's going to be the team that's not going to drop in the standings? Is it going to be San Francisco or is it going to be Washington?
The fact that I stay out here in the Bay Area, I'm taking not San Francisco or Santa Clara. I'm taking Heineke. I don't know something about Tyler Heineke. It's Tyler, right, or Taylor?
Yeah, it's Tyler Heineke.
Yeah, so Heineke, I like him. When Wentz got hurt and we had to go against Heineke, I was like, yeah, it's gonna be bad. So I'm gonna give Heineke against that tough defense, man. I'm gonna give him a chance and I'm gonna roll with them.
Now I am on the Brock train. All right, I am all aboard the Purdy train. Give me Brock Purdy, Iowa State quarterback, Mr. Irrelevant, the number one defense in the NFL, the San Francisco 49ers, a team that I had making it to the Super Bowl all the way back in August. Don't believe me? Go watch my prediction show. It is already on this channel. So give me Brock Purdy, San Francisco 49ers, and the minus 6.5. It could be a touchdown game for all I care.
Nah. Brock gonna lose that game. Hopefully, please. Tired of these Niner fans too.
And, you know, people here in Las Vegas, they are going to want me to talk about their team. All right, we're in the sports entertainment capital of the world, the sports betting capital of the world. So, Joshua from Stay Tuned Live, we have the Las Vegas Raiders on the road taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers, playing at, not Heinz Field. I'm never going to learn a new name. I'm not even going to try. So, the Pittsburgh Steelers, according to FanDuel, are a 1-point favorite. Both of these teams are 6-8 and are still technically eligible for the playoffs, but let's be honest, they're not going to get in. No. The winner is going to stay alive for just another week. The loser will be eliminated like the Hunger Games. So, Joshua Bailey, who do you got? You're going to go with Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders or Mitchell Trubisky and the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Got to go with the homie Devontae Adams and the Vegas Raiders. I don't like them Steelers, man. This is going to be what Mike Tomlin's first. I think this is going to be his first losing season. So Vegas is going to add to that.
And since people here in Las Vegas, they love me. They know they do. Deep down, they're always going to love the sports angle on PR Connections Radio. So give me the Las Vegas Raiders. Give me Allegiant Stadium. And I say -1. Yeah, this could be a field goal game. Daniel Carlson, the most clutch kicker in the NFL, not named Justin Tucker.
Yeah, I think Josh Jacobs, that boy is something. I don't know what they're gonna do next year.
He's gonna get paid by somebody.
Somebody gonna pay him.
Not gonna be the Raiders though. Okay, they can barely afford to fire their coach.
So. Exactly. So, hey, hopefully Devontae have a good game. Carr, stop throwing to him, man. You need to start throwing it to Devontae, man.
Well, the thing about Derek Carr is that with his player option next year, I'll be surprised if he comes back. I know people in Vegas don't want to talk about it, but let's talk about it. Derek Carr is not coming back. He's not coming back for his his ninth and final season.
I was talking to Donovan, a Raider fan. He was saying that McDaniels, he says the Raiders played good in the first half, but then he's basically sabotaging Carr in the second half to get him out of here. So that's what I'm starting to hear from Raider fans is that McDaniels wants a Carr up out of here. So we'll see. You
know what? That's a very good possibility. It really is.
It's like why they play a certain way in the first half, then a certain way in the second half. It makes McDaniels look stupid because it looks like it's just coaching decisions, but it could be his plan all along. So we'll see.
Now, my upset of the week. I'd say this for last. I do this every single show. I use my upset for the last time. And my upset of the week is going to be the Arizona Cardinals beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady is going to go down to 6-9 after this week. Tom Brady, the guy that was once considered the greatest of all time, the guy that Skip Bayless will defend tooth and nail. Well, Unfortunately, Tom Brady, Tampa Bay, Buck Flair, whoever the heck listens to this show is a Tampa Bay fan, they will lose this game. Give me the Arizona Cardinals +3.
Is Murray playing?
Murray's not playing. It's going to be the GOAT himself, Trace McSorley, man. Trace McSorley.
Okay. Now that makes a big difference. So yeah, let me get the GOAT, Tom Brady.
Okay.
So I don't count Tom out until he's out. They're gonna win that. Right. Like somebody said, they're gonna win that division by default. And when he gets in the playoffs, it's a different. We'll see. I won't count him out until he's out.
Now, we've gotten all the picks out the way. NFL Week 16, the picks are done and over with. People are going to probably go back and critique the heck out of it. Go right ahead. Be my guest. So the Green Bay Packers, for this segment that's going to be coming up next.
Let's do it.
You have Aaron Rodgers. You have the face of your franchise, a superstar quarterback, the guy who was once considered the best quarterback in the NFL. And then you have a guy you drafted in the first round. You have your guy who you got from Utah State not even 2 drafts ago in Jordan Love. So as a Green Bay fan and as somebody who would consider yourself an analyst, someone who really knows the game of the NFL, let's break it down here. Who's going to be the starting quarterback next year? Who's going to be lining up under center for your Green Bay Packers?
It's going to be Aaron Rodgers, unfortunately, because the money he makes and the cap hit, it has to be Aaron Rodgers unless he retires. But I heard even if he retires, it's still going to be a big cap hit. But I don't know if that's the case. But it's definitely going to be Aaron Rodgers as of now because, well, LaFleur is over here co-signed that he wants him and stuff like that. And I don't think Rodgers wants to go out like this, and I just, like I said, unfortunately, it's Aaron Rodgers.
I am so happy you gave me that answer. I am so happy that my friend here, Joshua Bailey, gave me that answer because the answer really is going to be Jordan Love is going to be your quarterback.
I hope you're right. But
Jordan Love is finally going to get his chance to shine in Green Bay because Aaron Rodgers is going to be shipped out on his way out. Now,
I hope you're right.
Now you want to know where I'm going to send him to?
Where is that?
I am sending Aaron Rodgers on a first-class trip. You're going to get on your Boeing 747. We're sending you to New Jersey. And we're sending you to New Jersey to become the starting quarterback for your Jets, Jets.
I can see that. I think he'll do
After
well
all,
there.
Zach Wilson's been a bust. We all know it.
Yeah, I think he'll do well there, though. Well, I really don't care. Just get him up out of Green Bay because Jordan Love has put a little bit of pressure. He's over here talking about he don't want to sit for another year and he might request for a trade. So, I mean, I don't know if he got a lot of, ground or he don't got a lot of leverage, but it's talks that he wants to trade, though. So we'll see.
There you go. And, I'm really happy about that just because I'm not saying this as a Utah guy. But Jordan Love and the Mountain West Conference, there has been quarterbacks who have been produced out of the Mountain West Conference that have been very successful in the NFL. Derek Carr came from Fresno State. Josh Allen came from Wyoming. Colin Kaepernick came from Nevada, Reno. There's been quarterbacks who have gone to the NFL from the Mountain West Conference, and they have become some really solid players in the NFL. And Jordan Love, I said that this was a good pick at the time because in terms of culture, in terms of a team that really knows how to build young quarterbacks, there is probably no better team in your Green Bay Packers. Right. In terms of culture and in terms of organization, this is one of the best fits you can have.
Yeah, I don't want him to be Aaron Rodgers. Like people, like a lot of fans say, oh, he ain't going to be Aaron Rodgers. He ain't going to be. Why would you want him to be Aaron Rodgers? You know what I mean? Like Aaron Rodgers has proved that you don't need to have the best quarterback to win a Super Bowl because he's been quarterback MVP 4 times and then win the Super Bowl in those years. So you don't have to have the best quarterback or MVP type caliber quarterback to win a Super Bowl. I don't want Jordan Love to be Aaron Rodgers. I want him to be Jordan Love, a game manager, and grow into a great quarterback. Of course, I would want to be a good quarterback, but just do enough to win. You know what I'm saying? We could be a run team, which having Aaron Rodgers, it's not going to happen. So we're not going to see the full potential of Jones and Dillon. So
now, as a bitter and probably broken Chicago Bears fan, do you think Green Bay Packers fans have been spoiled for the past 2 decades for having not just one but 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks back to back?
Yeah, but it only produced 2 rings. You know what I mean? Of course, that's like more. I'd rather have 2 rings than nothing, though. But yeah, we've always been in a hunt. 90% of the time, we've always been, one of those teams that people predict to go all the way or even win. You know what I mean? It's like,
oh yeah.
So of course, I mean, nobody knew Aaron Rodgers was going to be that, but so they look at Jordan Love. He just looked like he struggled when he played. So it was like, oh no, he ain't going to be. But to answer your questions, we've definitely been spoiled. But hey, I'd rather have a good run game and a good defense than just a top notch quarterback because we only won once. You know what I mean? So
And
This
when it
week,
comes to the Green Bay Packers at management, you have the general manager, the president of football operations, the people who run the team at the top. Is there going to be any changes this year? Because, like I said, they are mathematically, they're going to be under 500 this year for the first time in about 4 years. So when it comes to Green Bay, is there going to be changes from the top, or are they going to stay the same? And it's going to be the same circus and same pony show. It's going to be forever.
The only one I would want to see going is Mark Murphy, but I don't see him going anywhere. Gutekunst is not going anywhere no time soon. Matt LaFleur, at first I wanted him going because we were struggling, but having Aaron Rodgers, I don't think he's going to see his full potential as a head coach with his system, because you have Aaron Rodgers and you really can't be a run first, which I think LaFleur wants to be a run first team with Aaron Rodgers. So I want to see him without Aaron Rodgers in a couple years with another quarterback. Hopefully it's Love, but if not, I think our front office is going to stay the same for this year.
You know what? And one last thing about the Green Bay Packers. Currently, they would have the 10th overall pick in the upcoming NFL draft. And there's been a lot of talk and speculation about what were the Green Bay Packers going to do with that 10th overall pick. What is the Packers organization going to be looking for the most? What's their biggest weakness when it comes to that organization? And everyone points to receiver. Every single year, it's, they got to draft a receiver. They got to go out and get a receiver. But I made an argument on this show 2 weeks ago that during my mock draft that we did, Sports Angles NFL Mock Draft 3.0, I had your Green Bay Packers taking a defensive end. I had them taking Myles Murphy from Clemson to be a pass rusher. Do you think the Green Bay Packers would do that once again? Pass on a receiver and say, you know what? We will find a receiver later in the draft. We're going to have to go out and fix the defense first.
Yeah, with Gutekunst, I think he wants to build on his defense. Why do we need a receiver? Like, people's like, you never had a first round receiver. We never needed one. You know what I mean? Like, the receivers we picked in the second round or in third and fourth, whatever, they turned out to be good. Devontae was a second round pick. Jordy was a second round pick, and they developed. You know what I mean? Greg Jennings, you know what I'm saying? They came in and developed. They didn't come in right away. A lot of these first round receivers don't come in right away. And Aaron Rodgers don't even trust rookie receivers like that. So it's like, even if we did have one, unless he was like a Justin Jefferson or somebody like that, we don't need no first round draft pick. Wide receiver. So
would the Green Bay Packers trade up or trade down in the draft? If you had to speculate.
No. I don't think we're gonna do it. If it was, it'll probably be. Is there a really top receiver out there? Probably, but
so the best receiver is the guy from TCU, Johnston. Johnston from TCU is the best receiver in the draft.
No, we definitely not trade. If we got a top 10, I think we'll stay pat. And I don't think we're gonna trade up for a TCU. Nothing against TCU, but I don't think we're gonna move up for it. No. I hope not.
Speaking of college football for just a second, I know you're a Georgia Bulldog. That G must be something. Bishop Gorman.
Exactly. Let them know, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So hey, maybe you represent my high school too. Bishop Gorman out there, the Gales. They have a G on their helmet too. So with the Georgia Bulldogs, are they going to go back to back? Are they going to be the reigning, defending national champions?
Yes, sir. Ain't no doubt about it, man. It's Georgia all day. You see, it's about that G, man. Something about that G. Well, not for Green Bay this year, but for Georgia. Hey, the G is going to be number one team in the college football this year.
So who do you want to see them face in the national championship game, TCU or Michigan?
Because I have a close friend that's a Michigan fan, I want to see that. He's a Colts fan too, so definitely want to have bragging rights against beating his team. TCU, I don't know no TCU fan, so I wouldn't. I'd be happy that we won, but it'd be a little sweeter with against Michigan.
And, the Las Vegas Raiders, the team we have here in Las Vegas, real quick, they actually would be the pick right after you. If the NFL draft happened today, they'd have the 11th overall pick. And with the Las Vegas Raiders, there's always been talk about them getting defense. They got to build the defense. The offense isn't really the problem, but it's been the defense and the fact that they've blown 5 leads this year out there in Las Vegas. So if you are the general manager of the Las Vegas Raiders, Joshua, would defense be your main priority this offseason, or would you double down on offense and get yourself a best quarterback in the league like Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, you got to get Lamar. You got to get the most important player on the team, which is a quarterback. So draft is unpredictable. So I definitely would go. If you had a chance to get Lamar and that first round draft pick was a key piece to it, got to get Lamar.
We actually might disagree on this. You said that quarterback is the most important position in the NFL?
Of course.
For me, it's the offensive line.
I mean,
you can have an amazing quarterback, but if he's going to be running for his life on every play, he's pretty much worthless.
Yeah, you're right. But I still I'll take Lamar. But I mean, you got to have a good quarterback.
That's why all the teams that draft a quarterback after building an offensive line are actually geniuses. I've actually said this before. If you look at geniuses in the dictionary, it is those NFL general managers who build the offensive line first and then draft a quarterback second.
Do they have a good offensive line? Or really
out there in Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely terrible. Garbage.
Oh,
they have the second worst offensive line according to Pro Football Focus. So.
Okay, yeah, never mind. I didn't know that. But I mean, if it's still a chance to get Lamar, yeah, but yeah, I didn't know they had.
If the Chicago Bears did not exist, trust me, they would be the worst.
I did not know that, so sorry for them. Yeah.
And by the way, Bears fans, I know that you get mad at me when I roast your Chicago Bears, but hey, I'm a Bears fan. I'm roasting my own team here, so don't worry about it.
I'm gonna let y'all live, Bears fans.
There you go. Now, with the Las Vegas Raiders, Davante Adams has just hit 85 career touchdowns, only 15 away from 100. Do you think Davante Adams will be a Hall of Famer by the time it's all done and over with?
Yeah, because he still puts up numbers with any type of quarterback. Even when we had, Huntley out there, Davante is a great receiver, and he proved a lot of Green Bay Packer fans wrong, saying that Aaron Rodgers made him. Aaron Rodgers did help his progress, but he did make Davante, because we wanted him going after a second year. Davante is definitely a Hall of Famer. Well, he will be a Hall of Famer if he isn't already, though. But yeah, his numbers will speak for itself.
And a statistic I used on the show 2 weeks ago, I will use it again. Outside of Larry Fitzgerald, who is not in the Hall of Fame yet, but he most definitely will be, all the other 11 receivers who have had 100 career touchdowns are in the Hall of Fame.
There you go. And Davante will be one of those.
Yeah, I did that 2 weeks ago, and somebody on Twitter said, well, Larry Fitzgerald isn't in the Hall of Fame. And I'm like, he's not even eligible yet.
Yeah, I was about to say he's not even, yeah.
You can't really kind of roast me on that when you're using a technicality, bud.
Yeah, exactly. You can't talk sports with everybody.
You can't talk sports with everybody, especially Packers fans.
You're right. That's why they're the worst groups to be in. If you are being in an all-Packer group, me and Rashad is probably the most hated Green Bay Packers fans because we talk about Aaron Rodgers.
Shout out to Rashad, by the way, because I don't know if it's going to be next week or if it's going to be the New Year's show. Whatever it is, Rashad, I need to bring you on the show. I haven't had you on this show ever, which I thought was insane. I didn't realize that. So, Rashad, we got to bring you on the show. We got to get linked up. Now, when it comes to the Las Vegas Raiders, we're getting towards hour number 2 here on the Sports Angle on PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media. This show, an hour and a half like we do every single week. So, with the Las Vegas Raiders to getting towards the end of hour number 1, how many years away do you think the Las Vegas Raiders are going to be from being a playoff team? From being a team that's really going to contend?
I just don't trust McDaniels. So as long as him being a coach, and how long he's there, I just don't see them winning at all with McDaniels as the coach. Because on paper, they are stacked. You know what I mean? There's no way they should be struggling the way they are. You know what I'm saying? To be a bipolar team one way in the first half and and just crumble and implode in the second half. It's like, so, I mean, sorry, Vegas fans. I just don't see y'all winning as long as McDaniels is y'all head coach. So,
you know what? That's what I like to hear, because thankfully I'm not the crazy one. I'm not the only one out here saying it to the masses. That yes, the Raiders, as long as you have McDaniels, you're not going to be going that far. You put in the Patriots way. You brought in the general manager. You brought in the offensive coordinator. You brought in the defensive coordinator. You brought in a bunch of former players. It does not work.
Right.
The last 7 times it's been done, Bill O'Brien's been the most successful. Just put that in for a minute.
That's
Bill
sad.
O'Brien was your most successful Patriots way.
That's sad.
Now, here's our 10 seconds real quick to acknowledge prconnectionsradio.com, the voice of new media. Go to our website and go to all our social medias at PR Connections Radio. Also want to give a shout real quick to Guy Dawson, the founder of PR Connections Radio. He puts out all of the content that is out here, and definitely Vegas Hockey Hub as well. The show it's on Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you're a hockey fan out there and you want to know all about the world of hockey, Vegas Hockey Hub here on PR Connections Radio, Monday through Friday. So, getting into hour number 2, we have the New York Jets, the Jets Jets. Now, I kind of already gave away that I think Aaron Rodgers is going to go there next year. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be traded and send his bags to New Jersey.
Like Brett.
But let's just say that that doesn't happen. Let's say that Aaron Rodgers is forced to stay in Green Bay. Out of all the quarterbacks that are going to be available next year, all right, Lamar Jackson, we already know. Jimmy G, Ryan Tannehill, Derek Carr, they all pretty much a safe bet that they're going to be someplace else next year.
Mm-hmm.
Who will be the starting quarterback for the New York Jets next year? And who's really going to be the guy under center out there at MetLife Stadium?
Zach Wilson. I think Zach Wilson is actually going to get better. Like you said, that sabbatical, I think it might have done him some good. Like he was in the battle with Detroit Lions when he came back. So I think they'll be able to build from there, and I think he'll be the quarterback next season, and they'll be contending. I don't see them as a Super Bowl contender, but as long as they build on that defense, I think it'll hide some of his flaws and allow him to grow. So I think it's going to be Zach Wilson.
You know what? I'm really happy you gave me a different answer than everybody else, because so many people have written off Zach Wilson, and I understand why they do.
Right.
But most people are like, you know what? He's not even on the end of his rookie year yet, but the New York Jets will release him and go get somebody else. And I go, how are you going to release a guy who's on a 4-year deal?
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
I mean, rookie deals, when they get signed that contract, especially a quarterback, it's hard to get rid of.
Yeah, just keep him.
But with the Jets bringing a veteran quarterback, though, to kind of help Zach
I can
Wilson.
see him bringing in somebody, just to, you know what I'm saying, just in case it doesn't happen, because it's not a proven fact that he's just going to, you know what I'm saying, take off just because of that time he had off. So, of course, they'll probably bring in a veteran quarterback. I can't think of nobody right now, but they'll probably be bringing a veteran quarterback just in case. I forgot his name.
How about somebody like Colt McCoy, for example?
I could bring Colt McCoy. Who's that other guy who played for the Minnesota? He played for Minnesota when they.
Oh, Teddy Bridgewater?
Not Teddy. He played
Case Keenum?
Case Keenum.
Yeah, the current backup to Josh Allen out there in Buffalo.
Yeah, I can see them bringing in Case Keenum if Case Keenum don't stay in Buffalo.
You know what? I like that, but watch it somehow be Andy Dalton, because apparently Andy Dalton is the favorite for every single team that has a quarterback. Like, hey, we're going to bring in Andy Dalton.
Dude is trash, man. Like, his best years are way behind him.
Yeah. Like, every single year for the last 4 seasons, it's been like the Dallas Cowboys. We need somebody to back Dak. Ooh, Andy Dalton.
Wow.
Chicago Bears, Mitchell Trubisky's kind of a little bit on the way out. Ooh, let's get Andy Dalton. New Orleans Saints, Jameis Winston, security risk. Oh, who we're going to get? Yeah, that's right, Andy Dalton.
And you see how it plays out, though. Like, it's not it doesn't turn out good. It's always disaster.
No.
He's
a red
garbage.
rifle can turn into a water pistol very quickly.
He's already done that. He might give you glimpses of, you know what I'm saying, what he did back in the day. He might have a good game. You know, he might win a game, but he's not going to.
But he only had 2 good years, though. Like, I made this argument to somebody that he only had 2, like, Pro Bowl caliber years.
Right. And he wasn't that quarterback. And since, you know, like, nah, you're not that good, dude.
And speaking of Zach Wilson, now when it comes to that organization, the 2021 NFL Draft, now it is not that old, but they're going to be turning 3 years old next year. So I feel like we have a little bit of a sample size when it comes to the 2021 NFL Draft. Now, if you had to redraft the 2021 NFL Draft, you know, Trevor Lawrence was number 1. Trey Lance was 2. Zach Wilson was 3. Then you had Justin Fields down at 12. Mac Jones at 16. When it comes to the quarterbacks that were taken, Davis Mills was taken later in the draft. If you had to redraft it, who would be going to the Jaguars at 1? Who would be going to the Jets at 3? And who would be going to the Niners at 2?
One off top would be Justin Fields. I think Mac Jones stays where he's at. Trey Lance is definitely not up there. So who is it? Sunshine. Lawrence would be number 2. 3. Who was number? What team had the 3rd pick?
The New York Jets.
Probably. What's his name? I just said his name. Mac Jones.
So
Trey Lance. Nah. He probably.
When it comes to that front, I'm going to take Justin Fields at 1. To me, I feel like he has been the best quarterback out of the ones that have been represented. At number 2, I have a guy that hasn't been respected enough, and that is Houston Texans quarterback Davis Mills. Davis Mills has been a above average quarterback in the NFL. People just don't realize it because he plays for the worst team in the NFL. So then at number 3, I'd have Trevor Lawrence. So I pretty much have Trevor Lawrence going to the Jets. Davis Mills goes from Stanford to San Francisco, and Justin Fields goes from Ohio State to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, I got Mills 4 and Trey Lance. I mean, he could eventually turn it around, but he hasn't.
I think he's probably the one that's done, the least out of the 5.
Right. Even when he played, he just doesn't look. He's not ready at all compared to those. No, 4.
He's not ready at all.
Or those 3.
Now, Philadelphia Eagles, they have a young quarterback. They got Jalen Hurts. But we know that he's going to get paid very soon. Jalen Hurts is going to be a guy that's going to get paid by the Philadelphia Eagles organization once his rookie deal is up, once that rookie extension can be kicked in. Now, Patrick Mahomes does have the record for the longest and the biggest rookie extension in the NFL. Do you think Jalen Hurts will surpass it, or will he be close to it?
He'll be right under it. Probably notch or 2 under Mahomes. He's not going to be over it or the same now, but he'll be like little notches under Pat Mahomes.
And, with Jalen Hurts, he's really progressed the past 3 seasons. He was drafted in that 2020 draft class with Joe Burrow, with Tua, with Justin Herbert, of course, Jordan Love out there in Green Bay. But with Jalen Hurts, is he a superstar at this point, or would he be at least a franchise quarterback?
He's borderline superstar. He's definitely a franchise quarterback. I think he's just going to get better. Like I said, I think he's going to get paid, and he's going to prove everybody right. Whoever, if they pay him, it's going to be worth it. He hasn't shown to get hurt, but I don't think he's not an injury risk at all right now. Yeah, he'll be all right.
And then lastly, we have our last segment here on the Sports Angle on PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media. I'm your host, Ian Rickelli. We're here with Justin. We're here with Jalen Hurts and all those and everything on here on Sports Angle. And we have Joshua Bailey from Stay Tuned Live. You know what?
Yes,
I was called Justin Bailey, the right wing for the New York Islanders, but you know what? That's fine. So,
pay me his money. I'll beat him all day, baby.
Yeah, that good old $5 million contract. There you go.
Hey, I'll take it.
Now, the last segment, Brock Purdy, the starting quarterback right now for the Green Bay Packers. Will he be the starting quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers next year?
The starter?
Starting quarterback next year.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be his job to lose. Like, they're gonna keep. I mean, if Garoppolo's still there, which I don't think he will be, it's gonna be his job to lose. I think they're gonna give Trey Lance a fair shot, but the way he's playing now, he's definitely gonna be the starting quarterback. Hopefully, he drops off, and yeah, they have to probably keep Trey Lance or Garoppolo, but right now he will be their number one quarterback.
Now, with the San Francisco 49ers, there was somebody on somebody's show, I forget which one it was, but they were breaking it down, and they said, hey, if Brock Purdy was the first-round pick and Trey Lance was the seventh-round pick, it wouldn't even be a conversation. If you took the draft picks away and just based it off of value and production, this wouldn't even be a conversation.
Right.
You think that's an accurate statement? The fact that because Trey Lance was a first-round pick, that's going to be the reason why there's going to be a little bit of a hesitant to have Brock Purdy be the long-term answer?
Exactly, because of what they gave up for him, right? So, yeah. You have to keep him. You have to keep him in the mix as long as possible until he proves that he ain't that guy. Which he almost has, so we'll see.
And I'm glad I did this about San Francisco because, we have about 5 minutes left in the segment here on the Sports Angle on PR Connections Radio. So when it comes to MLB, I know you're a Giants fan. I know you're a San Francisco guy.
Hey, I almost wore the hat, but I got to represent my boys.
Now, we know that they did not get Aaron Judge. They had him for about 5 minutes, according to, all the experts. They had him there for 5 minutes, and the Yankees.
All those false prophets out there.
So, were you really upset by that, though? The kind of fake tweet that, oh my gosh, he's a Giant, and then not even an hour later, he's a Yankee.
Nope, I'm tired of Aaron's. You know what I mean? I'm tired of Aaron Rodgers. So our best player being another Aaron in San Francisco Giants, nah. Because he won't be enough. You know what I'm saying? He going to get his numbers. He going to get his home runs, but it's not going to be enough. Like, he could be an MVP just like Aaron Rodgers. It's not going to be enough to get us to the World Series. So I'm not mad at all that we didn't get Aaron Judge. Yeah, I would have went to more games. It would have been like, okay, you know what I'm saying? McCovey Cove again and stuff like that. But nah, I'm not mad.
So Aaron is a new Karen. All right, I definitely will remember that.
I'll take it.
Now,
I'm tired of Aaron's, man. Tired.
Now, with the San Francisco Giants, they did get Carlos Correa, though. They did sign him to a 13-year deal out there in the Bay Area. So you being a Giants fan, you think that was a good move or a bad move?
It was a reach to me. You know what I mean? We just trying to get somebody to come here, which is kind of, like I said, I think I told a couple people, we don't have a hitter's ballpark. You know what I mean? So we gotta, to me, just reach and pay somebody. So we got to get somebody. So we're going to get Correa. And Correa is a good player. But, yeah. I mean, we'll see. Hopefully, as a fan, I'm hoping we could build on that. But as a realist right now, no, I'm not too happy. I mean, I ain't going to say I'm not happy. I'm not thrilled about it. I mean, we got somebody. That's about it.
And are the San Francisco Giants a wild card team in the National League?
Nah, not at all. Like I said, when last year – or 2 years ago, we overachieved. This year, we was brought down to earth a little bit. With Correa, I still, unless we get somebody through a trade or something, the team constructed now, nah, it's definitely not a wild card team. No.
So are they around 500 at least? Around 80 games?
Yeah, we're better than what we were, you know what I'm saying, this past season. But wild card, nah, we could probably hit a 6-7 game win streak, and that'll probably be, you know what I'm saying, the peak of it, and then we just fizzle out.
You know what? That's what I like about you, Joshua Bailey. You are somebody who's real. You definitely aren't biased towards your team. You always, call it how it is.
Nah, got to, man. That's why you helped me out with that, you know what I mean? Being a Bears fan, I know how, you know what I'm saying? I was like, if Ian could do it, I could do it. You know what I mean?
There you go. Now, I'm always happy to help out. So, about 2 minutes left. So you're Golden State Warriors. You're a Warriors fan, right?
Yes, sir.
Are they hungover still? Is there a little bit of an NBA Finals hangover?
Man,
or what's going on?
It's. I don't think it's a hangover. I think it's pushing Kerr to be an actual a coach. You know what I mean? Infusing I think Mishak on my show said it the other day, mixing the youth and the older players, just getting that chemistry and just. You know what I'm saying? And trying to get it to click. It hasn't clicked yet. You know what I mean? Clay starting to click, and then now Curry's out. So it's just like, a lot of pieces, and just forcing Curry's hand, like, yo, you're supposed to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? Coach these boys. So, I mean, I didn't think it was going to be this bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to be like, okay, we're supposed to hit the season running, but it hasn't worked out. Now Curry's hurt. We'll see.
And, what about Andre Iguodala?
Yeah, you already said it. Get him off the team. He's not a Haslam. We need a big man. We too small. Hey, give him a suit and a contract as a advisor or as an assistant, man.
Okay.
We need that. We need that spot. You know what I mean? For a big. Get Andre. He hasn't played since he played with Allen Iverson in his prime. That's a long time ago. You know what I mean? Like,
thing is, I remember him as a Denver Nuggets legend back in the early 2010s.
Exactly.
Denver Nuggets.
Say that year again.
In the early 2010s with Melo and Chauncey Billups. And...
It's about to be 2023, and you talking about 2000? You know what I'm saying, dude? That's a long time, and he hasn't played, man. Yeah.
Yep.
Y'all get my drift.
By the way, that was probably the worst Max Kellerman impression ever. Give me Iguodala.
Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? For a last second shot or a game winning shot. Yeah. You see where he at now. They get him out of here. And I want to.
However, I'm very biased. I would have Ray Allen if I had to do a last shot, but
of course, anybody Iguodala, man, no. Iguodala had his chances. He's not that. He's not that guy at the last minute. He can, but he's not that guy. Not even top 10, top 15, top 20 now. Not Iguodala.
I forget. Did you make a NBA Finals pick back in August or November?
I said, who did I say? I don't remember. I did. I don't think it's gonna be us, but I think I said, nah, I don't know. I don't remember who I said. It might have been. I just go. Oh yeah, I did say the Bucks. I think I did say the Bucks, and then on West, I don't know. I hope it's us, but I think it's the Bucks and somebody. But I want it to be KD.
Yeah. I think I said it was the Miami Heat and the Phoenix Suns. If I remember me correctly, I think I said Miami versus Phoenix.
Yeah, a lot of people was on that Miami train, and I'm not. But
hey, Bam Adebayo to me is one of the best young centers in the NBA.
Yeah,
I'm a huge fan of Bam Adebayo.
Bam is that guy. He's top 3 big man to me. Oh, I'll say top 5.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the good news is they're not even 50% into the season yet, so there's a lot. There's a lot we can.
That's what I'm saying. I'd rather us struggle as a Warrior fan. I'd rather us get these struggles out the way at the beginning. If we don't have it together by the All-Star break, seasons, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully,
I think more like the trade deadline, really, because that's at the 75% point. There's always a trade deadline. So,
but I think we should have it as a defending champions. We should have it together before then, man. I don't give us no pass, man. We playing trash. Man.
So, we're wrapping up the show here. Doing our NFL Week 16 picks here on the Sports Angle on PRConnectionsRadio.com, the voice of new media. This was our Christmas edition show. Happy holidays to everyone around the world. Yeah. So we have about 2 minutes left. So Joshua Bailey, tell everyone around the world where they can find you, projects you're working on.
Yeah, you can find us at Stay Tuned Live. Just typing that in YouTube, Instagram, all the social media. You know what I mean? Type in Stay Tuned Live. We're on Facebook and YouTube Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern. And yeah, we talk about everything, you know what I'm saying? The sports, and then we talk about music, food, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then we got merch too. Y'all see it, Stay Tuned Live. If y'all want some merchandise, we got that too. But every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube and Facebook. And,
if you ever want to see your host, Ian Rakelli, I'm on Stay Tuned Line every once in a while.
He's part of it, baby. He's family.
Part of it.
This family, man. He's family, man. He part of our intro.
You guys call me the hip hop head. When they talk about coming on your show, I'm the hip hop head. So
hip hop guru. This guy right here.
Hip hop guru.
Hip hop guru. Ian Rakelli.
Yeah, and I think Doug calls me 4 pairs of toast. So
hey, and we learned a lot with Ian on there. 4 pairs of toast. Somebody eats 4 pairs of toast almost every morning. Hey, got a lot of knowledge up there, man.
Yeah, a lot of knowledge. And I will say we have our merch here. We have our polos for the Sports Angle. So if you want to get yourself a polo, we also have red, white, black. We have a bunch of colors for the Sports Angle on PR Connections Radio. So if you want to get yourself a shirt for us, we can also do that as well. Stay tuned. Your merchandise as well. You got all that.
Yes, sir.
So this is the Sports Angle on PRConnectionsRadio.com. This was a great episode doing NFL Week 16. We will be here next week. I'm going to have a very good guest coming on for that show, so stay tuned for that. And until next time, I'm your host, Ian Rakelli. That was Joshua Bailey from Stay Tuned Live. And until next time, have a good one. Have a great weekend. Be with your family. Have a fantastic Christmas.
Man.
And have a good one.